Hey everyone! Whether you're a student, educator, researcher, content creator, podcaster, or just someone who loves working with media, welcome to Subtitle Sphere. The all-in-one tool makes your audio and video work faster, easier, and smarter. From automatic transcription and multi-language translation to AI-powered narrations, subtitle generation, voice cloning, vocal removal, and even lightweight video editing, Subtitle Sphere is built to simplify your workflow and supercharge your projects. In this short walkthrough, I'll give you a quick tour of everything it can do. No deep dives here, just a clear overview so you can see the possibilities. And when you're ready to explore each feature in detail, you'll find full tutorials right here on the channel. Let's jump in and see what Subtitle Sphere can unlock for you. Features are categorized into 4 different categories: transcription, translation and subtitling, AI voice generation and audio processing, and dubbing and video processing. Let's start with transcription. So under the transcription category, you have an option of transcribing an audio file, transcribing a video file, and doing real-time audio transcription. So the difference between this audio transcription and this audio transcription is that the first one is for when you have an audio file, a pre-recorded audio file, and then you want to transcribe it. But this one is when in real time, using a microphone, it instantly records the audio and transcribes it in real time, and translates and summarizes it. Import transcript from URL. For example, if you are watching a YouTube educational video and you want to, for example, save the transcript for your records or translate it, then you can import it using this feature. And also, text summarization allows you to summarize your text file or the SRT file. So the audio transcription is done either by OpenAI Whisper, which is an offline model, or Google Speech Recognition, which for this one you do need internet, but for the Whisper one you don't need to have internet. So let me show you the example of audio transcription. So you import your audio file, WAV, MP3, or other formats, and then, if you don't know the language of your audio, then you can checkmark this one. Or if, for example, you have more than one language that's spoken in your audio file, then you should use automatic language detection. Or if you know the language, then you choose your language. For a list of all the languages available, you can visit our website. And then, where you want to save it, you choose your Whisper model, and these features are for transcription optimization. And then, for example, it's the same thing for the video. Instead of your audio file, you import your video file. And then, for real-time transcription, you can use OpenAI Whisper, which is offline, so your data doesn't leave anywhere. It just gets transcribed on your own computer. This is pretty useful if you are in a private meeting. And then OpenAI Whisper, for example, the online version, it uses OpenAI API key. It uses the Whisper model on OpenAI's service for transcription. It also has translation and summarization. So once your audio is transcribed, you can click on Summarize, and it will summarize it for you. I can't click on it right now because there is no text here, but I'll show you a sample later on. And then the same thing with Gemini. And then you can, for example, here, import your YouTube URL, and then it gives you the available transcripts, and then you can save it either as plain text, SRT, or formatted text. And then for summarization, so you can upload your text file and then choose whether OpenAI or Gemini. And it uses OpenAI GPT or Gemini to summarize your text. And for example, if your text is in English and then you're speaking Spanish, it can even summarize it in Spanish. There are 2 types of summarization, just paragraph summary or summarization with key points. So let's move on to translation and subtitling. So for translation and subtitling, not only it translates SRT text, subtitle text, it also can translate the regular text. So if you have a PDF file or Microsoft Word file, you can convert it to a text file and then save the text file. And once you have your text file, you can come here and use this translate option to translate your text file. You can translate your SRT file. So you import your text or SRT file, and you have 3 options for translation. If you don't select the AI translation, it uses the default Google Translate service. But if you use AI services, you have an option of using OpenAI Translate or Gemini Translate, but for these ones you need the API key. And then if you are translating plain text, then you have to check the plain text file. And then you have an option of also generating your own SRT file. For example, you have a script, and then you want to add timings to it. This feature actually adds timing to your text, and you can later on, for example, use this for Google Text-to-Speech. And then video subtitling and video transcription, translation and subtitling. For example, if you have a video file and then you want to transcribe it first and then translate. For example, you have a video file in English and then you want to translate it to Spanish and put a subtitle in Spanish. So then you first need to transcribe it and then translate the English transcript to Spanish and then put a Spanish subtitle. So then you can do all these steps using this feature. So you import your original video file, then you select your language of your video. Then, if you want to translate it or not, you can choose either the default Google Translate or the AI versions that need an API key. And then select the destination language. And then also where you want to save it, your Whisper model, choose the font size for your subtitles, the color of your subtitles, the background of subtitles, and then it produces your final video with translated subtitles. But along the way, it will show you your transcript first. If you want to change the transcript, you can change the transcript. And then if you're fine, then it moves to the translation. If you're okay with the translation, then it moves to adding the subtitles to the video. And if you already have your final subtitle file, translated subtitle file, maybe you had it from somewhere else, then you don't have to go through all that process. So you just import your video, you import your final SRT file, and then it just adds it as a subtitle to your video. So now let's move to AI voice generation and audio processing. So Subtitle Sphere has 6 engines for text-to-speech features. So it uses OpenAI TTS, Microsoft Edge TTS, Google Text-to-Speech, OpenAI GPT, Real-Time GPT, and also Google Gemini TTS. So you can use any of these 6 services to generate speech from text. The first 3 features, you do not need an API key, but the last 3, you do need the API key. They are text-to-speech features from OpenAI, GPT, or Gemini, and they are the ones that provide emotions as well. And then, real-time chat-style GPT is the one that's similar to ChatGPT. You can enter text, say translate it, and then it converts the text to speech. Moving on. So the next feature is Voice Changer. So let's say, for example, you generated an audio file using the AI text-to-speech, or you have another audio file from somewhere else, and this allows you to play it and then change the speech, change the pitch, and change the volume and save it. And then we have a vocal remover feature. This is pretty useful, for example, if there is a music file and you want to separate the vocal from the background instrumental music. And for example, this is pretty useful if you want to make a karaoke video from a music video. And then, moving on, with this feature, so with the vocal remover, actually, before moving on, let me show you the interface for it. So you can import your audio file, where you want to save the audio file, and also the model. So this feature is offline as well, but it only uses internet to download a model, a machine learning model, for vocal remover from Hugging Face. So you can select your model, and you can choose different features for enhancing your vocal and music file. And then when you're ready, you just start, and then it provides you with a folder with the vocal, removed vocal, and also the background music. And then, now moving on, this feature allows you to import your video file, and it extracts the audio from it. So it gives you the silent video and also the audio from the video. And this is pretty useful. For example, sometimes you just need the audio. For example, you can use it somewhere else, you can remove the vocal from the music, and so on and so forth, and then come back. So now, last but not least, we have the dubbing and video processing category. So with the dubbing feature, you can actually dub your videos. So we have 3 services: OpenAI TTS, Microsoft Edge, and Google Text-to-Speech. With any of these, you can give them a video and also the script of the video. You have the option of translating the script and then also generating audio for that video and syncing it with the video. You can see the demo of it on our website and our channel. And then we have the option of importing video from URL. If you have the permission for it, you just enter the URL of the video and it imports it. And then we have video tools. So one feature is merging video and audio. For example, you have a video file and then you want to add another audio from somewhere else to it. So it merges the video with audio. And sometimes, for example, the video and audio, they don't have the same timing. So it actually adjusts the timing for them. And also the video converter. If you notice, for example, if you record a video on your iPhone, if you import import it on a Windows machine or sometimes a Mac, even though an iPhone is portrait, on your computer it shows it as landscape. So this converter actually fixes it, and also it allows you to change the resolution of your video, so from 480p to 4K. And this is actually pretty useful if you want, for example, enhanced resolution, or you want to make your file smaller to take less space. And then last but not least, we have the offline voice cloning feature. So it allows you to import a sample of your own voice, and also, for example, an AI-generated voice, and then clone your own voice. This is also done offline. So in addition, if you remember, I mentioned that there are some features that do need your API key. So instead of every time copying and pasting your API key, you have an option of actually importing your OpenAI or Gemini key once, save it, and every time that you need it, it just loads it from memory, but everything is based on your own computer. Nothing is sent to our servers or anywhere else. The API key, only when you're using the features of Gemini or OpenAI, your API key is sent directly to OpenAI or Gemini. So as I mentioned earlier, this software, no subscription, no account requirement. You just download and use it. So I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for watching. See you later.